Hey, if you a perfectionist, then this might be the most important thing you can hear today. And what I really need you to understand is that perfectionism is not the key. Being perfect is not the key. That's not how you do it. And the bad thing about trying to be perfect is that you can only fail. You see what I'm saying? It's impossible. It's humanly impossible to be perfect. So if you try to be perfect, you are literally setting yourself up for failure because you're trying to do something you can never do. And see, where that becomes a problem is that when you take failure to heart, right? If you somebody that has a fear of failure, if you don't like failing, if you tie your self-worth to whether you succeed or fail, then you ultimately setting yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's not good for your self-esteem. It's a bad expectation to have on yourself to be perfect. Not to mention that it also causes you to have expectations for other people that's a little bit too high. But we're not even getting into all that because I really just want to talk to you about you right now. And you steady trying to be perfect. You trying to do something that's impossible for you to attain. Ideally, now look, I'm not even trying to say failure itself is bad because failure is how you get better, right? But ideally, if you failing at something, you would be failing at something that you could eventually get good at. And you learn the lessons from the failure that you can apply. And then, okay, let me do this different next time so that you can eventually succeed, right? And so eventually, okay, it makes all that failure worth it. But when you're trying to be perfect, you can never succeed at that. The only thing you can ever do is fail. So perfectionism is not the key. Listen, when you constantly trying to be perfect, you trying to do everything perfect, you're going to live so far below your full potential. For the simple fact that you sit around waiting to do things until you feel like you can do it perfect. So you don't start that business. You don't make that YouTube video. You don't try to make that change in your relationship because you're trying to be so perfect. You're trying to think your way through everything. And then you don't take action. Meanwhile, you'd have been so much better off just taking action. That's how you become the best version of yourself. By actually taking action on things, man. And sometimes you gotta just settle for what's good enough. A lot of people don't like to hear that. A lot of people think that's bad advice to tell somebody to just settle for what's good enough. But what happens when you don't? What's the opposite? The opposite is you trying to be so perfect that you don't take no action at all. So you'd have been better off making that YouTube video that wasn't that good because at least you could learn something from that video. The video might actually do well. You'd have been better off going to the gym without having the perfect workout routine because at least you're doing something. You'd have been better off trying to just start eating healthy before you fully understood how to track calories because at least you would be making some kind of progress. You'd be better off just making a healthy breakfast. Even if you don't eat a healthy dinner, well, I'm not going to eat healthy all day long, so I'm just not going to try to eat healthy at all. No, that's not how you do that. You start with something. You start small, and then you progressively overload. You start small, and you let your efforts compound into more, into more, into more, into more, and you let that snowball turn into an avalanche. You get the domino effect going. That's how you do that. That's how you make progress with anything in life. I'm giving you permission to be less than perfect. I'm giving you permission to settle for good enough. Let good enough be good enough. And then when you get it good enough, leave good enough alone. Sometimes ain't the time to be trying to tweak everything and get it absolutely perfect. Because even when you get it to what you think is absolutely perfect, it still got flaws in it. Because perfect is impossible. As a human being, you can never reach perfect. So stop trying to be perfect and just be yourself. I promise you, you'll go so much further in life that way, man. If you like this video, then like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want more advice, because I make videos to help you become the best version of yourself. And with that being said, watch this next video right here, and I'll holler at y'all next time, man. Peace.